Joe Johnson is the Director of Business Services for FloridaWorks. He attended the FSU Southeastern Regional Financial Counseling School and the Florida Credit Union League Credit Union National Association Management Enrichment Training Program. He is a certified workforce professional with training and experience in project management, job development, business development, training adults, and consumer lending. Joe is a graduate of the Leadership Gainesville Academy. He was named Volunteer of the Year by the Florida Coalition Against Domestic Violence, and he is a member of the North Central Florida Society for Human Resource Management and the Business Leadership Network, as well as the Florida Employers Advisory Council. Joe serves on the board of Peaceful Paths Domestic Abuse Network. Welcome, Joe.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
I've had the pleasure of interviewing Angela Pate, who's the Executive Director of FloridaWorks, a couple of times, and it's great to have another member of that incredible team here. We're here to talk about the Connect program, and I want to get to that, but for those who are maybe not familiar with FloridaWorks, can you just give us a quick synopsis of what they do?
Sure, be happy to. FloridaWorks is Region 9's regional workforce board that covers Alachua and Bradford County. Our charge is to make sure that we have a lot of skilled job seekers to fill the positions for the employers in the community. And as business services, our charge is to go out and talk with the business community to find out what their needs are, keep their jobs posted, and whatever training grants and stuff that's available, we make that available to the job seekers as well as the employers.
And you mentioned Alachua County, Bradford County. This covers both of those counties?
Correct. In the state of Florida, there's 24 different workforce regions that's segmented, and ours cover Alachua and Bradford County.
So those 24 cover all 67 counties in one way or another?
That's correct.
And FloridaWorks gets the majority of its funding from the federal government?
State and federal government.
State and federal?
Correct.
Yeah. Joe, I noticed on your business card there was a lot of writing. I hope you didn't have to pay by the word. FloridaWorks is, this program that you're involved in is done in conjunction with the Chamber of Commerce, is that correct?
That's correct. A little over 7.5 years ago, the Chamber was approached by the local workforce board to provide business services for them. So what the Chamber does is subcontracts to do business services for FloridaWorks. We've got a 6-person team that is housed, 4 of them at the Chamber, 2 of them at the FloridaWorks One Stop on Southwest 13th Street. And we are Chamber employees, however we do work for FloridaWorks.
Sounds like a partnership made in heaven there.
It is an awesome partnership. We are thoroughly enjoying it from both sides.
Let's talk a little bit about Connect. That's the program that you administer directly?
That's correct.
What does Connect stand for?
Connect stands for creating opportunities through networking, new and existing companies with our region's talent.
You squeezed a lot into that acronym, Joe.
Yes, we did, and it was actually done because about 3 years ago we had some awesome interns from the University of Florida. And we wanted something that would be catchy enough, so we charged them with coming up with some names, and that's the one that we chose.
And okay, so we've got creating opportunities through networking new and existing companies within our region's talent. That makes up Connect. What does that mean? What is the objective of Connect?
Okay, the objective is to make sure that we showcase all of the professionals that we have available to the existing businesses, but when the Council of Economic Outreach, they're out doing their work, bringing different companies into the area, we want to make sure that they know that we have a pool of qualified job seekers here to fill those positions once they relocate here.
Now, going back to when you started this program, were you finding that there were a number of professionals that were looking for work in Alachua County?
Yes, we found there was a lot of professionals. However, we were not getting the buy-in from the business community that we felt like that we should have. And it was because of perception of what FloridaWorks does and the type of people we serve.
I see. So you discovered this need. Were a lot of these people who had been laid off due to the downturn economy?
The downturn in the economy is a huge portion of it at the present time, but it was just regular, layoffs and some through the different companies that will happen periodically. But the downturn in the economy right now is huge.
Who are the people that that come to you? Can you profile, or I hate to be to overgeneralize, but can you give me kind of a sketch of the people that you're dealing with in this program?
Sure. With Connect, we charge them to either have to have an AA degree or higher, or at least 5 years continuous service in the same field, because we consider that the same as having on-the-job training. So the people that we are serving right now got PhDs, I've got MDs, I've got engineers, I've got architects, I've got administrative assistants, I've got IT professionals, you name it, we've got them.
I was trying to understand how many people were in your program, and I said I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. You brought this, and this is a stack of resumes that
These are professional resumes that are all listed in our website that we post them on, which is employflorida.com, that are available for employment right now.
And tell me, what do you do? You've got this pool of applicants, highly qualified professional applicants, some with advanced degrees, some with many years of work experience. How does this work?
Okay, one thing that we found is that a lot of these people have got the professional training, but right now with the market like it is, you've got to sell yourself to that employer when you go in for that interview. That skill is missing on a lot of the professionals out there. They know their job inside and out, but selling themselves, they're not used to having to go in and say, hey, look, you should hire me because of, and I bring this to the table. They normally want to have their resume speak for them. But in the market nowadays, the resume is your foot in the door, but you've got to close the door once you get there.
So these advanced degrees don't necessarily mean you're a trained PR person for yourself.
That's correct. The people skills in a lot of instances are missing, or the public relation type skills are missing.
How do you put potential employers together with these qualified employees?
That's an awesome question, and what we decided to do whenever we started the Connect program in 2009 was we wanted to have the employers come to us. So what we do is schedule a mini interview session. When we started out, it was twice a month, but the HR professional said, that's a little ambitious, so can we scale it back to once a month? So once a month, we have the HR professionals and recruiters come to us. And what they do is conduct many interviews, which is similar to speed dating, where the people go in and they do a 3 to 5 presentation with their resume to determine if indeed they are fit to the culture of that particular business.
And after your speed date, you get to decide who you want to see again for a second date?
That's correct. After that's done, then the HR person would actually contact them and let them know that, we really enjoyed the session. We'd like for you to come in for a more intensive interview, and that we go from there.
And do you find that you're getting a good participation by the companies here in town?
Is very good. Matter of fact, we want everybody to participate, but I could give you a list of some of the people that are participating, and they're some of our better companies. The University of Florida, for instance, has utilized the services, as has North Florida Regional Medical Center, Naylor, Infinite Energy, the school board, Meridian Behavioral Health Care. There is just a myriad of the different employers that have used us, along with the staffing agencies, because believe it or not, a lot of the companies now are hiring through staffing companies.
Is there any limitation to who can participate? Any size restriction?
It depends on the size of the location. And when I mention location, we hold these Connect meetings at various locations throughout the community. We actually solicit the businesses to determine if they have the capacity of from 25 to 50 people. If they do and they want to allow us to come, we will go there. The one thing that we ask them to do is to set aside that Monday evening for the entire month.
I see. And so that's interesting. You don't, rather than just holding it at the Chamber of Commerce or at FloridaWorks, you spread it around the county. It's a way to get it closer to some people, but it's also a way to kind of highlight and showcase the business itself to these employees.
We're trying to showcase the businesses, but we also want the business community to see the quality of the people that we have coming in.
Interesting. So you're a professional who's looking for work. You register with FloridaWorks with the Connect program. You receive the training that is available if you feel like that's something you need to strengthen your total package. Mm-hmm. Then you have these events that are available that you can go to try to hook up with potential employers. Are these, is your connection limited to these events? Or if I'm an employer, can I call you and say, Joe, the next event isn't for 25 days, but I need someone tomorrow? Or
I wish everyone would call me every day. Anytime an employer needs help, that's what FloridaWorks is there for. And our business services team, along with our core staff down at FloridaWorks, anything that they need, if they want a targeted hiring event, we can actually do that in what we call some people call it a job fair. But what we do is have a targeted hiring event for that specific company. And we actually invite them to come to the FloridaWorks office, and we invite people that have the skills that they're looking for to FloridaWorks specifically for that company.
So you don't just work one day a month, Joe?
Oh, no, sir. Okay. It is 24 hours a day sometimes, it seems like, but it's a full-time job.
How, now you said it began in 2009?
Correct.
Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
How has it gone?
It has been totally awesome. I just wish that we could get more of the employers here because we see a lot of jobs posting. And through the local SHRM group, the Society for Human Resource Management, we are doing quite well because just to give you an idea, in 2009 we were able to place 67 employees. And when we saw that we had those 67, we said, well, what kind of salaries are these people able to make? Mm-hmm. And that year, 2009, it was a little over $2 million worth of salaries for those 67 people.
So that's an average of, I don't do math well on the fly.
it's
a good average
for what we have in our region.
Right.
And then in 2010 to 2011, we were able to place 80 people. And they little over $1.5 million. So for 2 years, we've done right about $3.5 million worth of salaries and got 147 people placed.
That's huge.
Well, it is, but Mark, our whole thing is we are here to serve the job seeker, but we're here to serve the employer also.
Right.
We do not want to displace their HR team. We want to be an extension of their HR team.
Right, right. Now, I know FloridaWorks doesn't just do Connect. They have services available to just about any walk of life or any job skill set. And what about, I know FloridaWorks does some other training kinds of things or hooks people up through Santa Fe College and some
Mm-hmm.
other organizations. Do you have extracurricular kind of training for professionals that maybe have a gap in their resume? Or
we do. We actually are always out trying to bring grant opportunities to Alachua and Bradford counties. And through those grants, we're able to get people skills upgraded to where they might need so they can further their profession. Right now, we don't have the grant like we had last year, which was actually awesome. It was a Microsoft grant where we were able to get a lot of people upgraded in their computer skills. Right. We have got a new grant that we've recently got that will be being rolled out soon for additional training for individuals who are unemployed right now. So FloridaWorks is always looking, but for the regular person that might need basic computer skills. Mm-hmm. We have basic Microsoft Office skills that we do on a weekly basis that is free of charge.
It seems like there's barely any profession these days where you don't need those basic skills.
That's correct. And what we actually are busy telling everyone out there, and my thing is, you know, I'm a baby boomer, and the computers used to be as big as a room. Now they're size of a smartphone. If you don't know basic computer skills, it's hard for you to do the most primary thing, which is fill out an application.
Right.
The majority of the employers now have online applications. So we're trying to make sure that we've got our job seekers ready to fill that application out, ready to dress for success, ready to go in and be ready for that interview and present a great resume.
I was reading an article a couple of days ago about just the jobs nationwide that were available and the ones where there was the most demand, and the one that kept popping up were IT professionals, computer professionals. And if you don't mind, I'm going to put in a plug for Alachua County.
Please.
We are looking for computer ITS people. We have a difficult time keeping those people. There is so much competition for those jobs, and we have, you know, certain limits because we're government on.
Right.
We can't be competitive with the private sector in many cases. So just a quick plug, if you're an IT professional, please go to alachuacounty.us and go to our Help Wanted site.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do for you, Mark, because I do have several IT professionals that attend Connect. I will get you the resumes to your HR department, who works extremely close with FloridaWorks on a regular basis, and let them review them and determine if indeed they have the skills that they're looking for.
Did I hear that you do something on television? That you're a TV personality?
No, it's radio.
It's radio.
It's
okay.
Radio, yeah. Face like this, it's radio.
What? Tell me about that.
Well, FIAC has a show called Job Talk.
FIAC?
Right, the Florida Employers Advisory Council.
Oh, okay.
And so what it is, there's about 4 of us in the community that actually host that show at least once a month. And what
station
is that's the STAR 99.5.
Okay.
So we want to make, and it's at 11:30 on Saturday mornings.
Okay.
It's 11:30 to 12. What we're doing is we're actually bringing in people that might have some tips for the job seekers right now, or any hot topics that we can come up with that would be very, very integral for that job seeker to know about. And we also bring some success stories, rather, into the shows at time. We love to have guests that are professionals or subject matter experts in certain fields to attend that show. And we've been doing that now for about 3 years, and it's running really well also. With
the downturn in the economy, there have been so many stories out there, and I think we all know someone who is, you know, well into their career, who never expected to be my age, or, you know, 40 to 60, and find themselves unemployed. Yes. So this is really a great service. There are lots of people with incredible information, incredible skills, who you know, want to be productive people, and it's just incredible that you all are doing this. Now, I have some other questions on kind of the chamber relationship and that. Is there anything else about Connect that you want to get out there? Is there any contact information or?
Well, if anyone there that is interested in our Connect program, they can contact me through the chamber at joe@gainesvillechamber.com, or my phone number is 334-7105, extension 311, area code 352, and that's 352-334-7105, extension 311. Or you can contact my partner in crime, as we call each other, Lisa Thorne, who is also co-host of the Connect program on Monday nights, and she is our professional services manager down at the One Stop Center. And Lisa can be reached at lthorne@floridaworksonline.com, or her number is 352-244-5136.
I'm so impressed when people can remember phone numbers these days. I don't remember any phone numbers with my smartphone. Is that the way to get into this system? I mean, can you just show up at the chamber or show up at FloridaWorks, or do you prefer that
No,
give a call first?
The best way to do it is to go on the state of Florida's website, which is employflorida.com or EFM, and register. Okay. Create a username, password, and they have a resume builder on that page. Upload your resume into that website, because the employers are also perusing that website to determine if there's people on that website that can fill their positions. So we want the resumes up there, but you got to use that resume builder. Do not cut and paste.
I see.
We need that resume builder so that they can see your resume.
Now, okay, you've opened up a whole nother.
Okay.
This is the state of Florida site.
This is correct.
But you all have access to that site, the Chamber in FloridaWorks, and now by putting your resume there, do people other than people in Alachua, Bradford County get a chance to see it?
It's all throughout the state and throughout the country. Matter of fact, we've actually had a couple of people that I know of that came here from Texas that saw the posting of the local employer's job posted on employflorida.com.
Is that right?
And the great thing about employflorida.com is that it costs the employers absolutely not one penny.
I was going to ask you, what do you charge for this service?
Nothing at all. It's already been paid for with tax dollars, and as you mentioned earlier, we were talking, it's state and federally funded. So the thing that we deal in is, what we need from the employer is data. Once they have hired someone, we need to know who they hired, the last four of their social security number, the wage rate that they're being hired at, and the start date before they start. That's it. That's the pay. We deal in data. That's the way that the state determines that we're doing what we're supposed to do here.
I see, and that allows you to really be accountable and measure how effective you're being. This is an amazing service, Joe. I'm so glad you decided to come on. How long have you been with the Chamber?
I've been 7.5 years with the Chamber.
What were you doing before the Connect program?
Well, before this job, I actually worked at a local credit union.
Oh, is that right?
Correct. I was there for about 13.5 years.
And when you went to the Chamber, were you part of the creative force behind Connect, or did you see that they were doing this and you applied for the job, or?
Actually, I applied to the Chamber for the program with FloridaWorks. The Connect program was not even thought of then. They had a professional networking group, but in 2009, we had a director of operations, Jose Gavarete, down at the One Stop Center, and he said, we need to target our professionals more. And so we got to talking. He said, Joe, would you be interested in leading this charge for me? And I naturally said yes, because I like a challenge, but I also I get great joy out of seeing a success. And when one of those professionals come back and say, hey, Joe, I've got a job, that's as if one of my children just did something.
Right. I feel like we've covered Connect pretty well, but I know there are so many other services that FloridaWorks provide, and I don't necessarily think you're an expert on all of those, but can you give us some kind of general advice or information about what FloridaWorks does?
Give you what I can now.
Okay.
I'll tell you about a program I'm really proud of, and it deals with the youth. We've got a youth program down there, headed out by Jerry Richardson is in charge of it. And we've got a program called Tech Quest. And what we've got, we work with the Alachua County School Board, and we identify some kids that we feel like that they need a little help.
Right.
So we work with Santa Fe College, and we get mentors, and we bring them in, and we work with them. And when they come in, we give them a iPad to do their work and stuff on, and to actually go to different places and let them be exposed to more.
Yeah.
And what's the caveat at the end of it, the kids don't know it, but whenever they graduate, if they continue the program, they've been able to keep the iPads.
Well, we'll keep that just between you and me.
And the one thing that we are very proud of is, after talking to the teachers after Tech Quest, the kids are doing much better.
Oh, that's amazing. Now, in general, though, nearly anybody can get help from FloridaWorks in just all the aspects of hiring and...
Correct. From a startup company to that big corporation, or the person that is very well educated to the person that's not educated, We service the entire community. And we are also at the table whenever the Council of Economic Outreach is bringing in new people that want to move to Gainesville. They need to know what our job market is like, but they also need to know the availability of skilled labor.
You know, I'm always hearing about FloridaWorks and Angela Pate, the executive director. I know she's gotten some big grant recently from the federal government, but I'm just so impressed with, I mean, you can walk in and if you've never done a resume, you can get help, can't you?
Correct. Yes.
Computers are available.
We've got a computer lab down there, about 35 to 40 computers, and they are there for anyone who needs to use them. We've also extended our hours, Monday through Thursday. We're open till 7 o'clock in the afternoon now.
Oh, that's
because
excellent.
We knew that what was going on with the economy, that there's going to be more people, so they've extended the hours down there also.
And I'm sure that you don't just deal with people who are unemployed, but people that are underemployed also.
Underemployment, reemployment, all of it is what FloridaWorks is about.
I've also heard so many good things about, and we touched on it a little bit with Connect, but I know that FloridaWorks is really good about getting people to start on that path to gain the skills they need to be employable.
Yeah, we do have an employability workshop that we have at FloridaWorks, and what they do is teach people those basic skills that it will take in order to succeed in life. And one other program, if you don't mind, Mark, I'd like to, it was called Startup Quest. With the University of Florida, they identified some of our professionals in the Connect group. They actually put them through an entrepreneurship training. And from that training, if I'm not mistaken, we've got either 4 or 5 smaller startup companies that have come from it, thanks to the University of Florida. And it's all about collaboration.
Well, I know we could talk for another hour about all the different things that FloridaWorks does. The Connect program sounds like just a great program, Joe, and I really appreciate you coming on.
Sure, enjoyed it.
Boldly go to socialsecurity.gov.
If it wasn't so important, would I be wearing pointy ears?
When Jason was born, the doctor said he'd never seen a healthier baby. At 3, he wanted to be a sailor, and then it was sports. By 10, he was sure he wanted to be a pro football player. But every one of his dreams was shattered. Jason was my son. We lost him to the tragedy of suicide when he was 16. I'm Clark Flatt. If I had known the warning signs, Jason might still be with us today. I didn't know suicide was the 3rd leading cause of death for ages 15 to 24. You can help protect our young people by learning the warning signs and by getting involved. I would give everything I own if I could have one more day with my son. Learn how you can help our young people. Call this number or visit our website today. Young people are our future. Help us protect them.